Look, this is crazy. Man, don't y'all smoke that shit. Easy to ride. Look. Man, this is crazy, man. I'm telling you. This fighting in traffic, bruh. Look. He needs somebody to spar with. I go spar with this. Look, this is crazy. He tired now.
You need somebody to spar with. Here we go. You need something to spar with. You tired now. You tired now. Hey, what's up, everybody? I am not supposed to be. It's echoey in here because I took down most of the pads. I'm not supposed to be live streaming right now, but duty calls. Duty calls.
Duty, all right.
Duty. So I'll let you say it.
Told you so. Told you so.
Interesting development from Perry Chan, who is currently watching the OneRing.net's coverage of the watch party, and apparently they did some work with Amazon, so they got their access. Oh. They got their access. Wow. I
wouldn't have guessed that for a moment.
Yeah. So Amazon completely signs on to the fan blaming that's been going on over the last, especially from the OneRing.net, that has been straight up calling you, me, everybody who watches us alt-right accounts. Say my name, OneRing.net. Say my name. Hey, did you watch any of the Super Bowl? I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Was it any good?
It was. Cincinnati's doing all right.
Good.
My favorite thing happened. I fell asleep, sat at my chair for the halftime show.
Oh, you missed Eminem?
Oh, I don't do halftime shows. No. Yeah. That shit gets turned off. But I had a little half-hour sleepy pill on my chair, and then I woke up to Cincinnati just scoring a touchdown to start second half, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I started seeing some tweets.
Yep. Quarterback Eric.
I started seeing some tweets.
I asked him to call me when it dropped because I wasn't paying attention to any of this stuff. I was at a Super Bowl in '94. Watched my beloved Chargers, the San Diego variety. Their asses stomped by the San Francisco 49ers. It was so bad that the 49er fans were actually feeling sorry for me, and they were quite nice. Patti LaBelle played that one, and they threw out all these. They gave us glow sticks, and of course, everybody threw them at each other. So that was America for those of you.
Yeah.
For my 18% of you who are in the UK, my Brits. It has everything to do with Doctor Who. Just kidding. My good boy Az. Sorry, Rum looks like shit. So yes, we're gonna look at the trailer, we're gonna react to it. I've already seen it, because we saw it before it came out, and it didn't change a thing. We can actually hear what was being said, because I couldn't hear what was being said. I don't know if you could, but I couldn't.
In the one that we saw first.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear. I mean, I could hear the little bits of music and but I didn't. The voiceover I couldn't quite work. For certain reasons, which won't go into. But was it Friday Night Tights when I said I'd drop a few. This is how it actually goes, and
yeah.
There you go. There's your proof. I told you.
Yep.
So legit saw the trailer weeks ago for this. Knew what was coming. It's funny because the obviously this, the way that we saw it, but the music was just like, wait a minute, this sounds like The Force Awakens. It felt like it'd just been like stolen from the sequel trilogy from Star Wars. I was like, okay.
I think a lot of things were stolen from Star Wars, including the 2 Harfoot female hobbits that we're going to be following. They even said it in the article. It's going to be like that Shakespearean thing, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. are dead. So they're going to be they're two minor characters, I guess, during Hamlet or something. I don't know, but that's what they referred them to. So that's how they're going to be in it. And of course, first thing we saw was female hobbit. Then we saw the elf, which we're going to watch this in a second. The Sylvan elf, and somebody brought this up on Friday Night Tights, and I think it's a very good question. Where's the Middle Earth barbershop? Where is
I told you, I answered it on Twitter.
Where?
It's in LA.
It's a
That's where it is, dude. It's in LA.
The only reason I'm live is because I am petty, and OneRing.net is live right now, and they have been dragging Lord of the Rings fans for just throughout this entire process, and now we see why. We see why for the access, and that's why anybody does this. So fan sites, they're called fan sites. Fan sites. This is a fan site. Is willing to drag fans through the mud, call them racist, sexist, misogynist, everything under the sun, when they know damn well that these fans are just respecting the lore. So they're willing to sell you out. We're not.
This was all the whole response was all predetermined. So they were the Vanity Fair article mentioned it. Everyone had the same thing. Oh, let's just hit the racist talking points. This is all planned. This is all prepared because they knew the response that they would get from the majority of the people was, you are not respecting Tolkien's lore here. And so they decided, right, the tack that we're going to go down is you're racist. And it's so obvious and it's so asinine now. And it just shows clearly without any doubt whatsoever that this is an ideological show. It was never intended to be true to Tolkien's lore. It was never intended to respect it. It was always created first and foremost to be an ideological show in which a fantasy realm with very hard established laws and rules because of where it was meant to be set and the time frame it's meant to be set, and suddenly they wanted it to be current day California. Yeah. The current day Californian film industry. That's what they wanted to do, and it just looks out of place. It doesn't work because it looks out of place. I was talking today on stream about it, and I was like, it doesn't matter what your fantasy is if it has pre-established rules, and Tolkien's does. But for instance, Conan, which is great fantasy, doesn't. It doesn't have those rules. It's more fluid with those rules. So you can have people from everywhere, which we saw in Conan the Destroyer, which we saw in Conan the Barbarian, and it doesn't pull you out because that's the way that world is set up. Mm-hmm. So it all depends on the rules of that sort of universe. And Conan is a very sort of just like a fantasy, as opposed to something like Lord of the Rings, which has got so much lore behind it to create the races before the races, just to destroy the races, so that you knew that what was going to come. This building's here, this ruin is here, and this ruin is this, and it goes back to this time, and it's so crafted and thought out. And then it's just a bunch of gum chewing Star Trek writing who couldn't even get a credit on IMDb because their work's so good, too good to go up on IMDb. Just come waltzing in going, yeah, like, we gonna make Tolkien for like a modern audience,
because it's never been accessible before.
How did people for the last 70 years how were they able to see themselves in the characters? This is why Lord of the Rings was such a flop for 70 years.
Yeah. It's too bad I couldn't enjoy Buffy the Vampire Slayer because I've never been a Southern California cheerleader, female cheerleader. And it's just too bad, It's too bad I couldn't enjoy Oh shit. Everything I've watched, Boys in the Hood. Too bad I couldn't enjoy Boys in the Hood. You know, because I'm not.
I know.
You know.
It's such a superficial level of thinking, and it's such an insulting level to the fans, because it tries to paint the fans as dumb as these people are, as stupid as these people are, and I would say that particularly scholars of something like Tolkien, like just some guy like yourself, when you recently had you wanted to gush over Lord of the Rings and Fellowship of the Rings, and you invited me on, and I said to you, dude, you guys know so much of the lore. I would be the guy that would just be like, yeah, I like the movie.
That's okay though. That's okay. Like the One Ring is trying to play both sides of that, right? I have never ever said, for one, thank you for the kind words, but I would never consider myself a scholar on anything.
I love, dude, fuck off. I love listening. I don't know. It's like Top Gear. I was talking about Top Gear today, and I was like, I'm not a gearhead. I don't know nothing about cars. I love Top Gear because I love the way that they bring the show. I love the entertainment. I love the way it's written. I love their passion. It comes through, and I didn't know the lore like you and just some guys, but fuck, when you put videos about it, I'm like hooked. I'm like loving it. Or if you do a stream where you start going to, wow, this happens because this and that and the other, it's like great to listen to. It's nerd, because I'm a nerd. I'm a massive fucking nerd. So it's just like wonderful to listen to these things. So listening to you stream or just talk about it, or just like, and I say just some guy because he's so well versed in this as well. Particularly when you start speaking Elvish and shit.
Yeah, that guy knows his shit. Like seriously,
it's so cool to listen to, dude. So,
and there's other good channels out there that have not started shit, like Men of the West has never like gone out to start shit. Of course, they're not involved in the culture war. I could highly recommend that channel. I mean, like I used to recommend OneRing.net, but and Nerd Cookies out there. She's doing a good job. She does her lore videos too. There's a lot of people who genuinely love the lore. That's all we're talking about is the lore for one particular property that, like you said, set up certain rules. Amazon comes in and goes, nah, it doesn't matter. You know what? Just like it didn't matter with Tim Drake when they made him gay. That'd be the same thing as if you made Spider-Man gay right now. I mean, his whole history has been based on straight relationships with women. I mean, with Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane. That's part of his character. To do it would make no sense. It made no sense with Tim Drake. Create a new character. That's what we always say. We don't say don't create new characters. Create new characters. Stop vandalizing and subverting everything that's out there, because then it starts looking like you're just trying to pull down symbols, like you're trying to pull down statues, which is exactly what they're trying to do. That's why Amazon went out and didn't work directly with the Tolkien Society or directly with OneRing.net, but they certainly had them run as a buffer because, and hey, maybe Amazon was in a bad position. Maybe they bought the rights and the culture war started it because they bought the rights years ago. Mm-hmm. And this is just me giving them the benefit of the doubt that they don't deserve. And maybe they're just caught in this little pickle and they're like, shit, we're going to have to do this with this. So let's run some defense. Let's just do the fan attack. We'll do the Ghostbusters 2016 marketing technique, which Star Wars did.
It works so well.
Works so well every time. You pay so much money to have that built-in audience, and then you divide it immediately. It's dumb. When all you have to do is just make something close to the lore, and it's a position that you can actually defend yourself on. Right? You're going, hey, we're just adapting the book. We're just adapting a single, actually 150 pages from a book. That's all we're doing. There's setup lore. When we do our other projects, we had the Expanse. We're diverse. We were diverse in Reacher, like everything we do. But see, they're trying to make people happy who aren't happy, who never were happy. And these people who weren't happy, misery loves company. They want to destroy everything. And I don't know what this is a prequel to, unless many people have brought this up. When was the specific Holocaust the elves and the hobbits and the dwarves.
I think you were the first person to bring this up. And what's even more interesting, of course, is this is the second age. Hail Memology in the chat, by the way.
Hail Memology, what's up, buddy?
This is set in a second age, and this is a story which is meant to span 3,500 years. But for the sake of their storytelling, they're condensing it, as to quote them, to a single point in time. And the reason that they gave in the article was, well, if we drew it out over the time period that it was meant to take, then there'd be a lot of humans dying. And I'm thinking to myself, so
we don't
the story takes precedence over then a couple of cast members that you need to bring in.
Yeah, I am curious as to like Galadriel floating on this raft. Like, what's that from? The Fall of Numenor? Are we gonna put that up?
I don't know, because she doesn't get involved in any. In my limited knowledge, she doesn't get involved in any laws in the first age. In the second age, she's back defending her borders.
Yep. And she is extremely powerful. She is, but not in the sense of I'm going to go out go to a pitch battle, riding a horse full of armor, which they show in the trailer. Let's watch the trailer.
Dude, she's climbing ice mountains with a dagger. I thought I saw something behind her, and I don't know if this has something to do with, they're playing with the lore so much now. I have no fucking idea. But here, let's take a look at this. Was it Harry Potter?
Harry Potter
Playing Quidditch.
Haven't you ever wondered what else is out there? There's wonders in this world beyond our wandering.
Just pause, Gary. That first bit was just exactly like fucking Star Wars. Was just.
I get a. It starts out like so many other trailers, and this should give you their message right there. So the Harfoots, who generally aren't supposed to be in this story at all, that's what they start with. That's the voice of one of the female hobbits, Harfoots, that have been added to this, and that's what you choose to start your trailer with. Not Gil-galad, not Elrond, not even Galadriel. You start it with added characters because Tolkien didn't have enough characters in his books, apparently. I think Az is frozen. I thought he was like riveted to what I was saying, but he's been having internet problems and he's gone. So I'm going to continue watching this till he gets back because unfortunately I am on a time limit. Az almost didn't make it because his internet missed. I was like, God, man, he's really into what I'm saying right now. All right.
I can feel it.
So that's our Harfoot female hobbit that she can feel the world that's out there. Okay. All right. Maybe in a couple of seconds. This is a minute-long trailer, by the way. A minute-long trailer for the Super Bowl. And I'm going to see if hey, Lady Greymaster, look at that. Look at Lady Greymaster. We're going to see if they tell us any story. Okay. Let's see if they tell us a story. Actually, it wasn't before the king. There were kings. There were lots of kings, including Gil-galad. There were kings. I thought I saw Az try to pop in and he didn't. So do you mean before the Return of the King? Aragorn? So that's already stupid. Oh, there he is. Okay. So I want to get to this part. We're
I think it's the Super Bowl. It's just all over the place at the minute.
All right. So I thought you were just really into what I was saying for a minute there. All right, so we started out with the hobbits. That like brand new hobbits. That's what they chose to start the trailer with. Then they do this. Okay, here we go. This is my favorite.
I can feel it.
Okay, that is from Star Wars, by the way.
Yeah, sounds like it, doesn't it? It's just...
or something to that effect. Like in the first trailer, there was like, "There's been an awakening. I can feel it." Some shit like that. But here's this. Wait, dude,
Wow.
there's been a lot of fucking kings.
yeah. Which king
There's
are you talking about?
during this time? So before the king, which fucking king?
You know, Aragorn. Are you talking about the ones before Aragorn? Are you talking about Jim from down the road? He was king of the fucking castle.
There's multiple Minoran kings, and
which part of the country you're referring to? Which continent you're referring to?
Yeah.
They're all thick. They'll only think one thing.
And here's
wow,
Galadriel climbing a mountain with her armor on. Fuck yeah. Oh my god. So I want you to imagine.
I'm trying so hard to imagine.
I can't wait for Amazon's Mother Teresa biopic where they focus on her commanding the Allied forces in World War II. So I really want to see that. Yeah, I made the analogy, but like imagine, you know, our sacred, I'm not even Catholic, so sorry, but the Virgin Mary. Imagine the Virgin Mary right before she has little baby Jesus. She's out fighting wars and climbing mountains with fucking knives. Shit. That's what Amazon would do. Galadriel is again powerful, as more powerful than most in Middle Earth. She's extremely powerful, and especially when she gets the ring. Particularly when she gets the ring, and she's also feminine. She is feminine, like that's the way. And there's a power in. I have a hard time saying this word, probably because I'm a misogynist, but femininity. And they have now made that power. Let's just make her a dude. Let's just make her a dude.
You know, that term "less is more."
Yeah,
and in Fellowship of the Ring, they made her feel so strong and intimidating without her really having to do anything other than when she was expressing what would happen if she took control of the ring. But there was this air around her, the way she carried herself, the way she spoke, the way she communicated with Elrond, the way that he would listen to her, the way that she put herself into the mind of Frodo. Little things that made her feel so powerful. And now it's like, now we just gotta like show her doing like really fucking like strong things, like, and then people be like, fucking hell, look at this broad. She's fucking well tough, ain't she? She fucking got armor on. She's got a big fucking sword. She's like swinging around mountains with fucking knives and shit. Like, fuck. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, fuck yeah. It like feels so.
Are you fucking
redundant?
Are you like intimidated by strong women?
Yes.
Like men?
Yes.
No, we roll our eyes. Galadriel was a brilliant character that you didn't need to do this with. If you just wrote her at, you know, it was pretty well done. Even in The Hobbit, it was well done. There was some stuff in The Hobbit that I liked. But it's when I heard that she was going to be the star, right? It's like, well, she certainly should be one of the stars. And if you wanted to like focus on her a little more, I was okay with that at first. I'm like, fine, you know, I like her as a character, but I just fucking knew what they were going to do. Nothing is sacred anymore. We cannot stick to the lore for anything because the message is so powerful in Hollywood. Well, there's so much the message has so much power over Hollywood. And this is what happens when you play identity politics games. You have just painted yourself into a corner and you just set $1 billion on fire. And this is going to be funny. I'm going to fucking laugh. I'm going to laugh at this. I will mock it until it's done because they have committed to 5 seasons. So that's it. They're not canceling this. This is going to go for 5 seasons.
Yeah.
It's going to be Star Trek Discovery. It's going to be dog shit. And then by the time it's over, they'll have 20,000 people watching it, maybe.
I think that they're really hoping. I think one of the reasons why they made this concerted attack was they're really hoping that the normies will drown out the fans. And so if they scream racism and all this kind of stuff and hopefully silence some of the people who are criticizing it, most of the people who are criticizing it, and then just think, well, the normies, the popcorn chewing normies who just went to the cinema to go, oh, look, these fucking hobbits, they're fucking cool, aren't they? Who did that are going to turn up for this show. And that's what's going to be the main bulk of the audience is your popcorn chewing, non-thinking, brain switched off. I don't think it's going to be that way.
No, I mean, put aside the fact that, and haven't got to that, like Galadriel's supposed to, they maybe should have gotten an actress that looks a little more like Cate Blanchett, or they don't care. This is not supposed to be connected to the Peter Jackson films at all. Well,
the audience, the chat have already given her a name. She's called Frostgadel.
Frostgadriel. I like that. I was going to call her Galadriel Sue, but Frostgadriel is good. That's very hard to say, but I'll learn to say it.
I still think she looks like a soccer mom like that.
People had to learn how to say Nerdrotic, and they did. They did a great job. All right, we're going to back up a little bit. Here we go. There's Don Lemon.
Yeah.
Who just got freshly barbered.
Yeah, just came out of the salon. Yeah.
The Northman did that better with the guy catching the arrow and throwing it back.
Because that felt brutal and full of rage and energy. This felt very contrived and it feels so try hard.
It's cheap. It's cheap when you can't like give the guy fucking hair. Like everybody else has long hair. It's like you couldn't do that. You couldn't give him a wig or something. Like why didn't? Well, I think we'll get to that in just a second.
Maybe his single mother white woman doesn't want him with long hair.
I think we might have had a Gil-galad sighting right there. And there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Riding in the battle, commander of the Northern Armies, Galadriel. General Galadriel, just like General Leia. Maybe she'll make bad decisions too.
Remember, the characters are only going to be as intelligent as the writers.
Okay, and I don't want to take credit for other people have pointed a lot of the things I pointed out. So I'm not saying I'm the first or anything, but the armor looks like shit. It totally looks like shit. It's supposed to be elven.
Yeah, it just looks like standard middle-aged armor. It doesn't look elven-y. The first picture that we saw, and again, I wasn't the only one to think this. A lot of people post this on Twitter, but my immediate thought was it's Joan of Arc.
Yeah. Oh, and who was trying to use the Eowyn argument? That's my favorite. This completely discredits what Eowyn did, because she was the one who fought when she, what did
No man can kill me. I am no man.
Yeah, but oh my god, I'm brain farting right now. But from the movie, it's basically war is the domain of men. And that's what was the thought. So that's what made that special. By the way, that was written in the 50s, in the fucking 50s, when Tolkien wrote that. Not in 2016 or 2017. It was written in the fucking 50s. So this is what happens when you try shit with prequels. You end up fucking up the main story. Again, though, I don't think this was ever intended to be a direct prequel to Peter Jackson's films. I think they have every intention of doing their own thing, or they have a chance to buy the rights, some of the rights. I did a video on it. I'm not sure if they can because of the litigation with Warner Brothers, but here we'll continue. See, that looked all right. This looks okay, but so here we are halfway through the trailer. I have no idea what this is about.
Well, he's thinking, why aren't I commanding the forces?
Mm-hmm.
Why suddenly am I really kind of femmed up and have taken a backseat to Galadriel in this?
Again, why do I have short hair? I'm gonna be hanging on this one.
I could not believe this was meant to be Elrond. I could not believe it. I thought you'd taken a piss.
It's got like a 70s haircut there. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Right, we got to go back to the. Oh.
I told you. Oh. You said if we don't get the as, we're going to be disappointed. There you go. There you go. Where's the beard?
Where's the beard?
Well, we couldn't put a beard on a black woman. That'd be ridiculous, and it make her look silly. What did Gil say to Erwin when he's just like, most dwarven women are mistaken for men?
Yeah. And then Aragorn goes, "It's the beard. It's the beards." But they mention that yes, they make it a joke, but it's not a joke. Beards from birth to death. They even managed to put a beard in The Witcher on a female dwarf. So if they can manage to do it in The Witcher, you think they could have managed to do it. But well, for one, it looks like your attention to detail falls short when you do things like have short hair. I guess you could, but it doesn't make a lot of sense, especially when Robert R. Mayo doesn't look anything like Elrond, like at all. And then you have a really tight haircut on the. I guess he's supposed to be a Sylvan elf. I'm guessing. I'm sure they misinterpreted that as much as they want to, and you're going to see that. You're going to see a lot of twisting. You're going to see a lot of manipulation and twisting of Tolkien's words, spoken and written.
Oh, we've already seen that
to justify this, right? And I mentioned this on FNT. Okay, well, if that's the case, then why are we just seeing it now? You cracked the code. You figured out something that scholars who have poured over this have not figured out. Artists who have gone out and shown all pretty much interpretations signed off on by Christopher Tolkien himself in some cases, back in the early days.
All it needed was a couple of Star Trek writers, dude.
Yeah, it just needed some Star Trek.
What this franchise has been missing for so long. A couple of uncredited Star Trek writers from a film that destroyed the franchise.
Who put Captain Kirk on a motorcycle for a second time to the Beastie Boys because it wasn't, because they needed to do it again.
It worked so well the first time.
Yeah.
People raved about that scene. with the Nokia mobile phone. Fucking. Oh God, everything we love is dead.
It is. It is.
It's all ash. Everything's ash. She's meant to be the princess, isn't she?
Yeah, she is a princess.
Mm.
And by the way, it's a mark of shame to not have your beard. That will be the only way a dwarf would shave. It would be as a mark of shame.
Oh, no, you've already got me thinking. Now it's either never going to be referred to, or she'll be like, I will not hide behind a beard.
Okay, I'm gonna just ask it. If this was a white female, do you think they would have a beard on her? I think the answer is
yes. I think so.
Yes. Would be yes.
Because as I said, if you wanted to race change dwarves, and then if you put a beard on her, it would look like you're almost mocking, because of course the beard was a joke in true, but it was used in a farcical sense. So they'd be like, well, we can't do that, because then our strong, independent woman of color would be a laughing stock. So no, we're not going to put a beard on her, which immediately shows again, because of your ideological decisions, it's causing law effects, having an effect on law. But this is what happens when you make ideological decisions instead of just trying to stick with established law, as Jackson did. For the most part, for the most part, nothing.
He did make some. And who complained a lot initially was the One
Ring.
Yes,
that,
especially with Arwen. But yeah, what, some changes are fine. Nobody expected there not to be changes. But we did ask, like, how are you going to adapt this? There's no real dialogue. There's no real plot. There's no characterization. I would think that maybe you just had big time jumps, or you just, maybe do the last a few years in the Second Age and a lead up to Lord of the Rings. Maybe that could have.
Oh, no, because there'd have to be a mass genocide.
Because there would have to be a mass genocide.
There'd have to be a Holocaust on a level that's never been seen in Middle Earth before.
But
because the elves, the dwarves,
everybody wanted a good Lord of the Rings.
The hobbits.
Everybody wanted this, and but you already knew, like, this is the bad reboot influence, because they just don't care about lore, and within their films, they don't care about their own lore. They don't care about time and distance either. They don't care about making sense. Jar Jar Abrams has built the, I don't want to call it a scheme. He's found a way to homogenize and mass produce art to where it's just a bunch of key jangling and member berries, and it's like the worst kind of pop music, right? That's what Jar Jar Abrams and his disciples do. Yes, Matt Reeves is a disciple of Jar Jar Abrams. That's why I'm very skeptical about the Batman film, but I could be wrong on that one. Hey, you know what? Sometimes people can get better than their
I'm thinking positive. I'm trying to think as positive as I can for that.
But
we'll see.
Once I heard they were doing these things, I'm like, well, this destroys the lore, but again, this isn't, Conan. Conan has some established stuff that's brilliant, but it wasn't as detailed as Tolkien. Now, Conan fans are going to get all mad at me. I love Conan. Okay, I fucking love it. I think it's great, and I'm glad Hollywood has not fucked with it. I just hope they leave it alone. But Tolkien and Tolkien thought about so much, and genealogy, geography. He thought about the cycles of the moon, the tides, all kinds of shit. And he did it for the rest of his. It was just a lifelong not a little thing that he worked on. And I don't think he ever meant to finish that part, but at least he finished the two main stories that he wanted to finish. And because they had that awesome backdrop. It gave them so much more depth, and they're just trashing it.
But why have depth when you can just have
Right?
ideology?
And well, because then see, and you're right, when ideology has permeated Hollywood right now. Ideology, and when you make an ideological decision, as you just said, you can't go back on it. You can't go back. So Hollywood has made this bed. They're going to lay in it, and it's going to create shit for a long time. And instead of being Amazon and realizing you're $1 trillion company, you can make whatever you want. You know, they managed to make a good Reacher show. I thought it was good. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's good. But this was supposed to be their crown jewel, and it's going to go over pretty much like Wheel of Time did with a lot of the Wheel of Time fans. But it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse because you asked earlier, Amazon had no idea. And, you know, in a lot of ways, I don't think the OneRing.net had an idea, like how many people love Lord of the Rings. And the vast majority of them are normies who've read the books maybe once and saw the films and love them. If Lord of the Rings had been timed different, instead of having them come out every year, if they had done every 3 years, it would have been probably like Star Wars. Not as much in like the merchandising, but at least with the film, it would have captured a generation. But instead, they did it 1 year after another, and it was over in 3 years. But still, it stuck around, and these films hold up today. That's what this series has it's got a huge shadow over it, because I can go watch Fellowship right after an episode of this garbage, and Fellowship will look and feel more accurate, and it will be better. It'll be better acted, better written, better directed, better costumes, better everything. Oh, shit. Sorry, I hit my key.
Okay. I was like, shit, I thought, am I lost again? No, I just got kicked out by Gary.
Let's watch the rest of this.
Well, just quickly before you do, I rewatched the whole extended trilogy over the last 2 days. And it was just like a joy to watch. It was, because I was actually away. It was escapism. I was actually truly away. And now you said the perfect word earlier. You said homogenization, and this is what it is. Everything is homogenized, and it doesn't matter whether or not it's fantasy or current day. Everything is homogenized in the same manner, in the same way, and it's done in such an ideological way that they then have to protect their ideological decisions, and that comes at the cost of the actual law, the show, etc. And those are the decisions that you shouldn't even be having to think about. But that's what it is. Let's
you pay all this money for that built-in audience with a guy who worked on his story more than any other in existence. Like it should have been easier, and plus you had a template. You had a template of the greatest trilogy ever made. And nobody expects that. Nobody expected you to repeat what Peter Jackson did. All you had to do was make it accurate. That's all. See, this is why we're going to win this argument all day long. And that's why they went directly to racist and misogynist, because they know they're wrong. They're in the wrong. They are the mental gymnastics going on right now are kind of impressive. If we weren't in such mental gymnastics times right now, I would say this is it's sick, but it's kind of right in line with a lot of shit we're seeing in the world. So let's get to
the OneRing.net. They have one argument. They have one argument, and their one argument that they keep using over and over again is Sir Ian McKellen got attacked for being gay when he was cast as Gandalf. Now, I went through those details, and it looks like he might have got a couple of letters. Let's say, half dozen letters. Few, not many. And you think of the millions upon millions of lives that it touched. It's also weird because when he was cast as Magneto, I didn't see anyone coming out about a gay Magneto or anything like that. So it's something that they've held on to for an absolute nothing portion of people.
They tweeted that last year.
Yeah.
when the Tolkien Society was doing their stuff, we went through the same argument, and it got shot down like the same way it got. Like he got are you going to count every single one? Of course, he probably got a couple, but I was in those forums. I was there. That's why I put up that tweet. I was fucking in those forums. I hated forums. It was the only forum I was in, and I never saw it. I never heard it. Never saw it. I was talking to Lord of the Rings fans then. I was hanging out with my friends. Nobody ever brought that up. As a matter of fact, if people want to swing shade over here, Ian McKellen was the Grand Poobah or whatever the fuck you call it at the Pride Parade in San Francisco. It was the only one I've ever been to, was to see him. So like we all knew, didn't give a shit. Didn't give a shit. He's the perfect Gandalf. The man got robbed. He should have won 3 Academy Awards for it. And yeah, it's great because that's the normalcy you're looking for. It never crossed my mind. I didn't care.
That's all they have. That's the only thing they can refer to over and over again.
Yep. And it doesn't cross my mind now. I'm giving this shit, the actors, and I don't care who these actors sleep with in real life. I don't give a damn. I don't care how they identify. I'm talking about the TV show. That's it. All right, let's watch the rest of this. Wait.
Who's crying in the middle of the battlefield?
Yeah.
I can't even tell.
Why haven't they shown any orcs?
Well, I think these are meant to be orcs, aren't they?
Are they worried? Well, it looks like they're fighting some of Sauron's forces there. They look...
Yeah.
Greeny.
Oh, no. On orcs, black people? Isn't this racist?
And he's wait, I was going to show for one, I thought that guy was naked for a second there.
Hang
on. See,
that's the princess's father.
Yeah. Really?
You know what those dwarfs say? When I go obsidian.
There's got to be what rhymes with obsidian.
You fuck up this Cimmerillion.
Cimmerillion. Hang on. Oh shit. I just wanted to show that.
Look how
oh my god, she's got pointed ears. She's Vulcan.
Elrond looks so malicious, by the way.
He doesn't look anything. Kate Blanchett has like really high cheekbones, and she looks like, she's elfy, but she doesn't look like Galadriel. But again, I don't think they care. I don't think that was I don't think they tried to match this up, which makes it a prequel to nothing, which reminds me of the Watchmen series.
This apparently happens at the beginning of the first episode. Well, first or second episode, the raft scene.
Yeah, don't they do like a 3-hour history of Middle Earth? And most trailers for TV shows you get most of the footage from the first couple episodes anyway. That's what he's classically chained.
Yes, but he's smashing those barriers.
Oh God! I fucking hate modern Hollywood.
Dude, he's got a single mother to get to.
We can't escape this shit anywhere. They don't want us to, and that is very much an activist thought. Is they never want you not thinking about what's wrong with the world.
Yeah, they just want a division to remain. That's what they want. They want perpetual division. That's why that Showtime show is coming out. Everything gotta be white. That's just purely to try and get people angry, and kind of backfired on them a wee bit because a lot of black people got angry as well.
Yeah,
so they just shut the comment section down. Baby Yoda at the end.
That told you fucking nothing. Like absolutely nice. So it's 9 months away. This is the first trailer we've seen. We just got the first photos a couple of days ago.
Dude,
A
7.5 months away.
It's 7.5 months away. They've had it since 2017. Yeah, I get when they held up the Eternals to the last possible minute. I get the same exact vibe out of this. This is just going to be a total shit show.
Your first trailer's a minute long.
It's a minute long.
And yeah. I mean, people could say, "Oh, you're just being critical for the sake of being critical," but I mean, and I saw somebody in chat said, "I think this looks good." And hey, if you think this looks good, more power to you. I'm not trying to say don't watch it. If you want to watch it, you go watch it. What I would say though is if we can just be honest, just be honest. Can you really say that was anything other than just generic?
Generic. I'd say that'd be the best thing I could say about it. Like the dwarves look fine. When I just compare it to when you saw the first Fellowship trailer.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to be flippant here. I saw another trailer today for a different film, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse, because the new trailer for that dropped.
Yep.
And if I was to if somebody put these two trailers in front of me and said, which is your favorite trailer? The Doctor Strange one had some really good music. The music really seemed to hit. It had some interesting visuals going on there. Some interesting characters. It had some bad points. America Chavez looks like a fucking joke. Absolute joke. And they did have the line with Scarlet Witch saying, when you do something bad, you're a hero. When I do something bad, I'm villain. And that's not fair. But I am definitely more intrigued about seeing that than this. This just felt like
Amazon's crown fucking jewel that they spent that they're going to spend well over $1 billion on.
Mm-hmm.
And quite frankly, the last big franchise out there to demolish. They've been circling this one for a long time. And yep. I'm sure we'll get more trailers. But I agree with you. The best you could say is it's generic. I think it was a terrible trailer because it didn't tell you anything. Trailers are supposed to tell you something. And I think what they're going on is the assumption that people know who these characters are because they don't. Because they mostly don't.
Well, that's weird because, up until 2 days ago, I didn't think Elrond was Elrond. Because he looked nothing like fucking Elrond for a start. And it just, the way that they sort of positioned him, like Elrond, if you haven't read the books, and if you've only watched the movies, extended or not, how does Elrond come across to you in those original movies? And then the picture they show of us is this very sort of femmy guy sat in a field with sparkly flowers around him. And it's just like, who's that? I thought, oh my God, that's the LGB representation for the show. That's who it's going to be. I went, no, that's Elrond. You went, no, that's Elrond. And I was like, what? How can you marry? You can't marry the two characters together. It's the same. It's the same with Galadriel. The two characters, they don't marry together. The way that she's portrayed in the Jackson trilogy and the way that they're characters. Hello?
You're there.
I'm there. I'm here.
You're back.
I think the Super Bowl's over, so maybe the internet's will get a little bit better.
Hey, I gotta get to some soups. If you want to bail,
No. I'm good. I'm good.
I went way longer than I'm supposed to go.
Apparently, somebody said we had around 6,000 people watching, and the One Ring had 1,000 people watching. So,
oh, they had more than that earlier. I think they had like 4 or 5 earlier when the trailer. But as soon as the trailer was over, the people left. I got a great audio clip of. Let's see if I can rewind it just a little bit. I've got it saved of somebody going, "I don't know what I just watched, but I know I like it." I can't do that. I'll save it for my video.
I'm a consumer. Tell me what to like, Daddy Amazon. Do I like this? I do like this. They told me I like this.
I'll tell you what Perry said because he's been monitoring it. One Ring is live. Ha 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 ha. They are shilling so hard despite saying this doesn't look like Lord of the Rings, but I love it.
It doesn't look like Lord of the Rings. It looks like
no.
Okay. If you put at the end of this Joan of Arc,
yeah,
I'd be like, wow, okay, they seem to be taking some liberties with this. But
here's what people are gonna say. They're gonna say it's not a good Lord of the Rings series, but I like it. Series. You're gonna probably hear something like that.
Then don't buy Lord of the Rings and just create a fantasy. Just create a fantasy show, and you can create your own rules and laws and go wild.
Yeah.
And then people can't criticize you for that because they're your rules. And if somebody says, "Oh, I don't like this representation in this show," then you can go, "Well, these are the rules of our world. These are the established rules that we have."
They could have used the rules of this world. It would have still effed things up a little bit because, as in history, people tended to stay where they were because it was very difficult to travel. The joke about Lord of the Rings is everybody walks everywhere. Yeah, because they had to walk everywhere or ride a horse. So It was very difficult to travel. But still, if you wanted to fuck with something, do it with the race of men. With the race of men, you could have done all of it because that is accounted for. And these are things we haven't seen from Tolkien. But no, because they wanted to have dwarves and elves. And okay, then you're breaking the lore and do it as just said. You're Amazon. You can take more risks than any studio in Hollywood. You can create your own shit, license your own shit, hire the best fucking people possible instead of 2 fucking morons, and just create something from scratch. Yeah, and I would love to give it a shot. That would be fucking great.
Clash of the Karens.
Yeah, but
the Amazon TV show. It'd be wonderful,
right? George the Giant Slayer is in the house. We got a lot of giants to be slaying here because I got to keep a promise that if they fuck up Lord of the Rings, I'm going to take down Amazon personally. But Giant Slayer. Oh, hey. Got 3 super chats here. One for $100 says, and I'll start with the first one, which is $50. Thank you, George. Says, hey, Gary, as Tolkien purposely created an English mythology based on medieval Europe, yes, history and folklore, of which the population was almost 100% Caucasian. That's not racist. That's factist. And you're right. And the reason he created that is because it was wiped out. It was mostly oral. He said oral. And, Britain, England getting conquered as many times as it did, especially by,
last time was 1066,
which he's very bitter over, by the way. They lost a lot of folklore. The man,
it was the French, for fuck's sake. Of course we're going to be bitter.
Insanely bitter about it, though, which is great. I love it. It's like 1,000 years ago, fuckers, and
remember, history belongs to the victors, mate.
Damn straight. Woke is a religion for the faithless. Ooh, good one. SJW is made of embrace. I really like that, George. And SJW is made by embracing prepackaged bargain bin notability, where you are instantly the good guy, and all you have to do is follow the way are bad. A quick dopamine hit of righteousness. All they have to do is bend the knee. You're right. And number 3 for $100. Thank you. 3. Wokeism is a free handout to the meaning of life. All it costs is losing one's humanity and self-awareness. I guess. Amazon's Lord of the Woke will be the most calamitous, literal adaptation failure ever. All hail Nerdrotic. All hail Az. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, George.
I love seeing all the people come together on this and people shooting down all the racists, like even the people who were like on the fence. Listen, I'd be on the fence if I hadn't been getting emails for the last 2 years. There are things I know. There's things Az knows that like we just knew it was going to be like. Plus, it's not really that difficult to figure out considering everything we've seen. I think Hollywood has lost the benefit of the doubt. And this is not just Hollywood. This is big tech. This is big tech. This is Jeff Bezos's his little trophy that he got. And that's all he cares about. And why did he get JD Payne and Patrick McKay? Because they're yes men. They will do whatever the fuck he says. They're yes men to JJ Abrams, Jar Jar Abrams. And by the way, Bad Robot did come in to help facilitate some of the first season, and it shows. It shows. Gary, I don't even think anyone will sail the high seas for this show. A lifelong fan of Tolkien, won't be watching it. Yeah, I would say probably don't. Of course, I'm going to watch it to mock it. If I didn't have the channel, would I watch it? No.
I'll watch the first episode, but that's all I can.
Yeah, I would have.
That's all I can commit to is just seeing what it's like. Who knows? Could watch it and be like, oh my God, this is actually incredible. This is really good stuff.
I wouldn't have rushed to it though. I'd have mowed the lawn or taken a nap or paid my taxes or, done something first. We shall see. Farmer Hank for $5. Thank you, Farmer Hank. Be prepared for a good orc. It's going to happen. Just wait. I think they're setting that up with Hallbrand, who was supposed to be a mysterious. Well, no, because that's supposed to be Galadriel's brother. The rumor was Galadriel's brother, but maybe it's Hallbrand, the human who might be from Numenor.
That's so the human who's on the raft with her.
Yeah, he might be Numenorian, which will give him a longer life. And maybe he's the one who goes in with that. That's there's a lot of rumors, but it looks like some of them were true. It definitely does look like some of them were true.
Just Galadriel say to him on the raft, "How old are you?" And he says, 87. And people go, I get that reference.
Ha, oh, dude, you know it. Or no, Isildur is supposed to be in this, so I'm not really sure. But on a quick side note with Doctor Strange,
Aragorn isn't.
Turns out that just what I saw from Doctor Strange, it looks like the leaks on that were pretty accurate. Some of them were anyway.
Fairly accurate. It looks like it certainly some of the leaks are in the trailer, so that's going to be an interesting ride.
Yep. As they want a Marxist revolution, that's the goal. Says not.
It's never going to happen.
Yeah, they want it. It won't happen.
But it's never going to happen.
Great example. Truckers of all makes, shapes, and sizes up there. I mean, this should be a Marxist's wet dream. This is the workers revolting. Problem is, they're not revolting against a private company. They're revolting against the state, and Marxists can't have that. So they just, the mask has come off. They don't give a fuck about the people. They just want you taking out private industry for them. That's all. And then once you do that, then you are working for something with no accountability at all. Hong Kong, by the way. I know one thing. I need to scroll down. I know one thing after this trailer. This is not Tolkien, says Buck Johnson for $5. I agree. Yes. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good Hong Kong. I couldn't read.
I don't want to honk too loud at 3:15 in the morning.
I'll turn mine way down. Honk. There you go. Not applicable. Glad Christopher Lee isn't here to see this. Yeah, he would hate it. Thank you. Not applicable for $2. You are more than applicable. WG, I cannot wait for Disney Plus spin-off series, The Rings of Power, called The Gondalorian. It's about who turns into a father figure and protector of baby Gandalf. Chef's kiss.
That's the baby at the end. It's Gandalf.
Baby Gandalf.
It's baby Gandalf. And he's gonna have a beard, and he's gonna have a little pointed hat, and they're gonna
Okay, so I talked about this in my female Gandalf video from like 2 years ago, that there technically is a way for them to fuck with it, because Gandalf was around, but they didn't know it was Gandalf. He looked like an elf, basically. But it could have been a female elf. It could have been a female elf. It'd be terrible.
I say burn it all down. Just burn it all down to the ground.
So the rings are a metaphor for inner city crack, says not applicable for $2.
Lord of them rangs. Lord of them rangs.
I'm a Presbyterian of the United Snakes. I'm here to give you my crap. Bezos made this to impress his social circle with his wokeness. Lord of the Rings fans were never, ever considered, says Dove for Spirit for $5. Yes.
Just make space rockets, dude. Fuck off.
Giant penis space rockets, dildo rockets that fly. And I mean, that I can respect.
Yeah.
Making a big freaking dick rocket that goes on. But this, no. Thank you.
You can cosplay Dr. Evil until all your days are done. It'd be great fun.
The Ghost of Fleet, thank you for the $5 super sticker. I appreciate it. Nebulous. It's spelled a little different. Maybe I got it wrong. Sorry. For $5, 8 years for a 1-minute trailer. Found myself mumbling. That's it. As soon as it ended, obviously scared to let the audience see too much. They are. And they're trying to play it off like, we don't want spoilers. Well, you're making shit up anyway, so we're not going to figure it out. Nobody's leaked anything, and you're basing it on something without a plot. So I don't know what you're worried about. We know that there's a fall of Numenor. We know there's a War of the Ring. We know there's a guy named Sauron who forges some rings by... Oh, I don't even want to say it. We'll just say being friendly with the Elven Smiths of Eregion. And oh God. Seducing. Okay, I'll say it. Seducing the Elven Smiths of Eregion.
But the thing is, seduction can take on different forms.
See, what you see they're purposely misinterpreting things.
Oh, but yeah, modern seduction only comes in one form.
I mean, there are black Numenorians. They're not black Numenorians. They're black Numenorians. Okay. Flying piranha for $5. Oh, that'd be an awful sight. The best dudes on the internet. Oh, cheers. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Give him a thumbs up for that.
Hell yeah. Guyvermectin. The beardless dwarf princess chick looks like Thulsa Doom. Yeah. Mount Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with. Says not applicable for $2. Cat Lover 1981 for $5. Galadriel will be kissing another woman, or Elrond will kiss another man, calling it now.
Yes.
Galadriel will absolutely have to be in a lesbian relationship.
Oh, I'm putting bets on Elrond. The way they've femmed him up in this imagery, they're
well, that's going to be awkward.
They're setting you up for that.
With his mother-in-law, Galadriel. But it'll be very progressive. So it'll be okay.
Unless Jamie and Cersei.
I miss the time before 2015 when we could debate media without identity politics.
Amen.
This show looks this show looks cheap and bland, and we should be able to call it out. So tired of idiot writers ruining classics, says Ian for $10. Could not agree more. I'm tired of it too. I'm gonna stay in it, but I'm tired of it.
The thing is, they know that. They know that you have every right to call it out. And that's why they already had their built-in strategy of "we're racists," because they wanted to try and silence as many people as they possibly could who have valid criticisms of it. And now they've got the OneRing.net as their grey tongue. So, yeah.
I wonder what crime is like in Middle Chicago. Not applicable is not stopping. Look how tiny her hands are next to her head. That's not applicable for $2. Bloodshot for $5. Their trailer page has mostly negative comments, but has more upvotes than downvotes. Wouldn't be surprised if Amazon has bots upvoting the trailer. Hey, if you don't know, folks, there is a downvote extension you can get on Chrome, and it's really simple. You just Google downvote extension, 2 clicks, and the downvote is back. I did downvote the trailer. I did.
I didn't put anything on it. However, I will say the trailer that I watched was from the Amazon Prime Video UK channel. So not the US one. And it was on 2.1k upvotes and 200 downvotes. I've just checked it. It's now on 2.7k upvotes, 1.3k downvotes.
Wow.
So they've gone up a lot.
The American one
last hour
is different. It's 24,000 up with almost 500,000 views and 2,800 down. So it's getting a lot of upvotes, but 24,000 upvotes for 500,000 views is not great. That's basically what I get on a video is 24,000. So, and I don't get 500,000 views on.
Well, I mean, I've got a video with 80k views, my latest video. Technically, my latest video because a couple of streams, and that's just shy of 10,000 upvotes.
Yeah, it should be at like realistically 50 or 60. So there's a lot of embedding going on and stuff.
The first season will cost Amazon 462 million. Says somebody. This is untrue. They've already spent over 600 million.
Yeah,
just to get the first episode ready. The Peter Jackson trilogy added up to a total of 281 million. Now, obviously, we've got to take inflation into consideration there, but it'd be interesting to see what that would turn into.
Especially Biden's inflation.
7.1%.
Or less. But at the end of the day, it's only passing thing. The shadow, even darkness must pass, says Legion for $5. This is true. And it will pass. It absolutely will. And when you fuck up something like this, it speeds up the process.
This is a great comment, Gary. Generic fantasy doing generic fantasy things, but telling us, not showing us that it's Lord of the Rings.
Boom.
Got him.
Boom.
That's a really good comment.
Not applicable for $2. We was the Lord of the Rings in shit. For Moons of Neptune for five Canadian pesos. Is this even real, or is this just a horrible nightmare?
I don't care what others think. This new Narnia movie looks great.
Yep. Elrond should be played by Smith from Matrix 4. Yeah, no. The one who didn't look like Smith either. Yeah. A phantom mercenary. Will Poulter would have been a good choice. Dear Gary, adaptation. Best wishes, Olive Boo Cocky for $5. Bryce Kleinschmidt for $5 says this looks like Chronicles of Narnia, not Lord of the Rings. Good call.
There you get another one. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
this is what happened when something's generic. When it's generic, you can put any tag on it.
Comic
By the
quirk.
way, your door being open really looks like you got a 3D TARDIS right now.
It does.
Yeah.
That's just blocking some boxes that are stacked up behind it. I mean, it looks like shit in here. You can see the double-sided tape and everything. It's that
Great, baby.
This room was held up so like anything could have just brought everything down. I'm surprised it stayed up as long as it did. Okay, so Comic Quirk says for $2, I'm sorry, but I actually think it's pretty good. You do not need to apologize. If you like it, that's totally cool. Because unlike other places, different opinions are welcome here. Absolutely. Thanks for the $2. I appreciate it.
I love it when people introduce logic to situations. Before the king, before the fellowship, before the ring, a new legend begins. Why is it a new legend when it started first? Because that legend would have preceded it, so it wouldn't be a new legend because it's already happened.
So you think they went to the trailer store, right, and just went, okay, generic trailer sayings, in a world. Oh, I can't do in a world because it's not our world. A new legend begins. Okay, we'll do that one.
Well, they went to the Star Trek Beyond store and they bought a couple of fucking dude bros, to hey, like, this sounds like lofty and stuff. Yeah.
We're just the biggest fans. You know what? I'm gonna take that now as a red flag. That is now officially a red flag when people say I am just the biggest fan, and then you see this shit. No Lord of the Rings fan would be doing this, and it's the kind of fan that Jar Jar Abrams said he's a Star Wars fan. He bought a Star Wars shirt and wore it one time, so he considers himself a fan. What is it? What is it?
Galadriel, wake up. You're stuck in a quick time event. Press A to jump across. Press B to hold on to raft. It's perfect. Yeah, she's just in a bunch of quick time events going on.
When did Joan of Arc travel to Middle Earth? Says Nikolai for $5. Good question. Not applicable for $2. Don the bow and arrow. Serpentor for $5. Just as they are the racists, they are the sexists. They only see men as strong and must make women be like them for them to be strong. Absolutely correct. In every way. The Common Nerd for $4.99. I can't wait for to roast this garbage fan fiction in video after video. The Amazon that Amazon burned all its money. It's going to be great. Hashtag Team Sauron. Team Sauron. I am for Sauron.
You're not wrong. Every comment is negative.
Every
comment is negative. But I finally got to one that's gone wow. But even the ones which you think are going to be good, saying, nice job, guys, ends up with, not only did you ruin Wheel of Time, but now you've ruined Lord of the Rings. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, every comment, fucking virtually every single comment is just
You
negative.
are right. Let's take a look at this right here. Here's the first comment. Evil cannot create anything new. They can only corrupt and ruin good forces have invented or made. Tolkien. 3.9. Wait. Just add my little. Look, there it is again.
Same again. Yeah.
There it is again. There it is again. Oh,
And
again. I love it. Oh, yes. Yes. I love you guys. Oh, that's my white pill for the day. I love you guys. I really do. You're the fucking best. Oh God, this is like Gina Carano.
Look at all these racists. Look at all these misogynists.
I know.
Isn't it wonderful?
You know, there's logic. Some things felt Middle Earth for a moment. At the same time, some other things felt weird. We'll have to see how it turns out. That's fine. There it goes again. There it goes again. There it goes again.
Again.
Holy
Spanish
shit.
this time.
Oh, el man puedo creer nada nuevo. Solo puedo corromper y uranar las cosas buenas que han inventado o I don't know how to do CH in Spanish. O hecho, says Tolkien. How'd I do?
I'll take 2. Thank you very much.
And I do. Yeah. You want
and some hot sauce.
You want some hot carrots with that? Do you know, like, you know, the Mexican food here in San Diego? I don't know if they do this in Texas, but they give you a bag of jalapenos and sliced carrots that are like pickled in jalapeno with the jalapeno. So they're hot carrots. They're fucking so good. And they like 50 cents for a little bag. And you just like munch on those while you're waiting for your burrito. Oh, so fucking good. God, I'm gonna miss Mexico. You make the best food. You make the best fucking food. Period. End of story. I love Mexicans. They're great. Oh, look at this. Boom. Boom.
Evil cannot create. Evil cannot create anything new. Evil cannot create anything.
Iconic Lord of the Rings music. I mean, that probably won't suck. Bear McCreary's pretty good. I'm not going to throw shade on that man.
I didn't think much of the trailer music though.
I didn't either. This must be that in
Russian
or okay, that's Russian. Yeah. Look at that. That is so fucking rad. Look, dude.
It's just a few it's just some trolls.
Oh my God.
And before this comment section is getting shut down soon.
Yeah. Oh, these are all I gotta keep this live now because I gotta show that in my video. Holy shit. That is fucking awesome. Yeah. All right, I'm going to read these super chats, and then I got to get the hell out of here. Stu Bro, I am thankful we had Peter Jackson when we did, so we can retreat to Lord of the Rings. You are right. Going to watch it while I'm packing tonight. Like back issues of comics, we have good material. We have tons of good material. We have movies that I haven't seen or only saw once. I saw somebody bring up like Reign of Fire today, and I'm like, you know what? I only saw that once in the theaters. I think I want to watch Reign of Fire. I want to watch Matthew McConaughey fight dragons with helicopters.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not? Yeah, I missed that. And then I saw all the celebrities without masks on at the Super Bowl. By the way, if you don't know, for our friends in the UK or international, here in the state of California, we are under a state of emergency. All of our children have to wear masks going to school. And we have to wear masks outside or inside. It's an inside mask mandate, and it's being lifted on Tuesday. LA County has decided it's not safe enough to lift it. But if you went and watched the Super Bowl, how many celebrities did you see with masks on? Did you see the mayor?
I saw Ellen. I saw King Leroy, who put a tweet out saying, "Gotta wear a mask. Gotta wear a mask at the Super Bowl." Oopsies. The Rock.
Oopsies.
Matt Damon.
With his,
Ben and J-Lo.
Hey, did you see the Firestarter trailer? The Blumhouse Firestarter trailer? It looked all right. I mean, I like the book. I like the original. Stephen King.
Yeah. So it's that. Yeah. Okay. It is that first. Okay.
It looks pretty accurate to the book. It does.
I watched the film when I was a kid when it scared the shit out.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It was okay.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore, wasn't it? Fuck.
George C. Scott playing a Native American. Yeah. Riff Mago says, "Come
Hollywood
on,
is so racist.
You gave us Mikey Spock. We need an epic nickname for this monstrosity. We'll have a nickname eventually."
Froscriel's pretty good.
Froscriel is pretty good.
Oh man.
This technically makes Gimli a house N-word. Says not applicable for $2. Wow. Really pushing it. Like, hey man, those who try the most fail the most. Hashtag Gimli likes the porch. Hashtag Amazon Lord of the Rings. Oh my god, you're terrible, dude. I have to read these super chats, Mama Susan. Okay. Bass player 211 iffy for $20. This is supposed to be the second age. Where is Celebrimbor? Well, okay. I thought we might have seen Gil-galad. That could have been Celebrimbor too, or it could have been Celebrimbor. That's what I meant to say. The fact that they did not mention Celebrimbor They mentioned him in passing. Like they said, an actor is playing him. He should be the fucking star, or at least a prominent player. Well, I'll say that, a prominent player. And they didn't mention Gil-galad at all. And the Witch King, I think they're saving the Witch King. I don't know why. I don't know why they're not showing any orcs or anything. That's going to be interesting. I'm wondering if they're worried about you're coding orcs as black people, whatever the fucking language is. I don't know. If you see
as dumb as anything else,
and the first thing you think of is a black person, you're a racist. So I don't see them. I see them as mystical, magical, evil beings in a fantasy that's not based on anything.
Wow, that's crazy talk.
Yep.
They're clearly the black people.
What devilry is this? A new take on the Lord of the Rings lore? This content is beyond all you. Run, Gary the Gray. Also, as how about a hot dog?
Oh, because you asked so nicely.
You skipped right there. You got to do it again.
Oh, fuck.
You did.
What? Hot dog.
Hot dog. Thank you, Droid Control Ship, for $5. Alberto Bonsanta for 20.
Oh, man. Ivan Reitman's just died.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, he wasn't that old.
75. Oh.
Dude, at least he got to watch his boy make that movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Filmmaker known as for irreverent body comedies such as Animal House, Stripes, Old School.
Stripes. Oh, fucking.
Reitman died peacefully in his sleep Saturday morning at his home in Montecito, California. His family told the Associated Press our family is grieving and an unexpected loss of a husband, father, and grandfather who taught us to always seek the magic in life. We take comfort that his work as a filmmaker brought laughter and happiness to countless others of the world. While we mourn privately, we hope that those of you who knew him through his films will remember him always. Oh, we will never forget him, dude. We'll never forget him.
Damn. That is a goodie.
Yeah.
That is a goodie gone.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Sorry, I got to jump back to super chats, but hey, the fact that the best part of the Ghostbusters film, even better than the film, in my opinion, was the father-son story behind it. I think that's probably what made me like it a little more, because we don't hear that many good father-son stories out of Hollywood anyway. There's great father-son stories every day, by the way.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the coolest thing about it. So back to Alberto Bonsanta's $20 Mexican dollar super chat. Thank you very much. The trailer is so bad that Babyface fled. Babyface fled. And
I dropped down the stream. Couldn't take it.
Yep. R.I.P. Ivan Reitman. Damn. So we've lost too many we've lost so many people. Some of it because of the COVID, but like, tell me in chat, and it's all hit us. It hit you last year. It hit me. It's hit all of us. I'm sure everybody in the chat has got a relative, either like an uncle, a dad, who has died in the last year and a half. And certainly the coof had something to do with it, either directly or because hospitals were closed. That's what happened to my father-in-law. He wasn't able to go into the hospital as much because of COVID, and he had heart trouble, and he died on the side of the road.
Oh,
yeah. I was on a live stream when it happened with you. I think you were there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You and Drinker and
yes.
Yeah, we were talking about Rocky. So yeah, it's hit us all. It's hit us all, and it's been tough, man. So that's why escapism is important. You know, when you want to turn your brain off for a little while, you don't want to do it all the time, but it's good to be there. And there is no better escapism than Lord of the Rings. It's my feel. Like whenever I was like sick, it's the first thing I watched. You know, it's like I just fire that up. Holy shit, Gary started packing. Yeah, and I gotta really get back to it, or my wife's gonna kill me. Well. Thank you, JS Pena for $1.99. Straw Man for $2 says, well. I guess some hobbits know black speech. Ooh, the black speech of Mordor will be heard in every corner of the West.
She's gonna delete her Twitter account.
Who did?
Is she gonna delete her Twitter account?
Maybe. Doing Hit Monkey reviews on my channel. How is it, George? And that's Jorj. I've read the comic. Gary
Jorge.
Jorge. If they make something close to the lore, it's absolutely going to be fan accepted. Yes, you will have the fans will drown out any bullshit you hear. Did you hear any bullshit with Spider-Man? Yes, there were people complaining that there was 3 white males in the lead. There were, but you didn't hear it. Why didn't you hear it? Because the fans drowned that shit out. Period. It was absolutely there. And what happens is the companies amplify this shit. And they decided to pre-amplify it because they knew they were changing the lore so much. So in a way, it's worse than what Disney did because Disney at least didn't think about it at first. It was a plan later. Dwarf Queen with the grill in thumbnail. Laugh my ass off. Wayward Culture for $2. Well, that was actually a thumbnail I rejected with a heavy heart and apologies that I just thought that maybe we should save that one for later. And I'm like, I didn't have time now, so I just threw it up there. And I'm probably
it's Gimli's face that gets me on that.
Yep. I'm probably going to use this one for my reaction video. So this live stream will be on Nerdrotic Live later. Payor for 5 Canadian pesos. Thank you for the super sticker. All right, let's see how far we got to go. I can go for 10 more minutes. So I'm going to try to buzz through these. Matt Deckard, fans, greater than salesmen. Or he says, no, fans is salesmen are greater than fans, but he's got it backwards. I would say fans are the best salesmen. I thought it was equals. Fans equal salesmen. Fans are the best salesmen of your work when it's good. There's no marketing team that can match word of mouth. Word of mouth is what kept Lord of the Rings around for 70, 80 years with The Hobbit. It's
actually it's diversity.
Was it the diversity and inclusivity? Mikey Gussler, I feel like the nice visuals and landscape shots are going to be enough for casual audiences to enjoy. Take those things out, it looks lame. No.
People want substance.
This is going to be a bad robot production in everything but name. Okay, the producers from Bad Robot, the showrunners are from Bad Robot, most of the writers are from Bad Robot, the special effects people are from Bad Robot, the costume designer has worked with Bad Robot. Everybody has some connection to Bad Robot. They don't make substance. They're incapable of making substance. Now, when, I'd say Matt Reeves has probably been the best director out of the lot that to have come from the Bad Robot family, and people always say, well, there's this thing I like Cloverfield, but did it have a lot of substance? No, it was a cool found footage thing. It's not something you're going to watch 25 times. Or 5 times or 3 times
or twice.
Fringe was okay, but Jar Jar Abrams didn't have much to do with that one. They did some okay stuff, but they have never done anything that warrants them getting so much power to where they run Star Trek, Star Wars, now DC, have influence over Lord of the Rings. What have they done to earn that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And remember, we have an American hating 9/11 celebrating writer writing the next Superman movie.
Yep.
Just think about that.
Picked by producer Jar Jar Abrams. Holy crap, the CGI looks worse than The Hobbit, says Tony Soprano for $5 Australian. You're alive. That's good. They'll turn Galadriel into Joan of Arc, says Timothy Swan for $5 Australian. Yes, they will.
It seems to be the inspiration, doesn't it?
Yep.
Which automatically makes it come across as fucking ludicrous.
Yeah, because Galadriel doesn't get burned at the stake.
No.
Total shit.
She's not mentally ill.
I'm still raging at Galadriel climbing a wall. Yeah. A cliff, Dark Star. Yeah, it was stupid. That was the first thing I thought was stupid in the trailer when I saw it too. Digi Akuma for $5 says, haven't watched Super Bowl since Ravens and 49ers. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but the Ravens got cheated out of the win that year. I agree. I think there's a lot of shit that I don't know. I don't think there's tons of cheating in the NFL, but I think you can get to refs. I do. I think you can get to individual refs, especially when I don't know if they are anymore, but they used to not be full-time. As the refs used to be part-time. They would have to have other jobs.
Well, Cincinnati scored a touchdown because the receiver face masked the guy and he got behind him. Yeah, no, they didn't call it.
Oh shit. Did they win? Did they win?
No, Cincinnati. I think Rams ended up winning.
Oh, okay. And nobody cares. Los Angeles will care for like a minute. I would have rather seen Cincinnati win.
Yeah, I would have.
Fuck LA. I mean, the sports and not the people. You know what I'm talking about. Jack White, Gary, how far are you into One Piece? And have you checked Yu Hakusho?
Oh, Yu Hakusho. No, not yet. I got a laundry list of shows to watch.
Yep.
Laundry list. My next one is going to be Reacher, I think.
I give a recommend to Reacher. I liked it. It's the best thing.
I just want a bit of masculinity.
Yeah, there's plenty of that. There's a dude kicking some ass, and you know what? There's a strong woman in it who isn't a strong whammon. There's even a point in the episode where the guy goes, "You're not 6'5", 200. You're not 6'5" and 300 pounds, or 75 or something like that. You need," and like she understands it.
Did she go to Twitter?
Yeah. They don't have her like kicking 300-pound guy's ass. So I did appreciate that. There's a couple of moments in there that are woke, but it's like brief. Why are all the critics scared to admit that, yes, we are upset that white characters are being blackwashed regardless of lore? Imperious for $5, because they have created an environment where they think we can't say this. They think they make the rules for us. And it's not just the critics. It's the fucking corporate simping detractor YouTube channels who are just looking for access either with, and I hate to say this, I really do, with us or with them. Whatever they can get their fucking clout, they'll do it. Instead of, I don't know, just telling the truth. And the audience will figure that out. Joe Rogan said it. Many have said it. I have said it. The audience is smarter than the content creator. You guys can sniff out bullshit better than anybody. That's why there are YouTube channels, big ones, small ones, up and coming ones that have, because people just want some, authenticity. You know that word that the president of G4 thought, what does it mean anyway? Well, nobody in LA would fucking know. That's for sure. That is the quote of the fucking year. Well, maybe after Frost's quote. That what is it again? Your inherent biases.
Your unconscious bias
is ruining my day.
Is ruining my day.
That's so terrible. That was horrible. Horrifying horror of a trailer. Says Goger for 20 Swedish.
Hey, how you doing, dude?
Trucker Rob, hey.
Hey, and Trucker Rob, how you doing? Honky honky. Oh God, is that racist now? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Hail Az, Nerdrotic, and the chat, says Darius Munchausen. And hi, Az and Gary's beard. Hello, my beard says hello. FKA Skull for $10 says, this is basically 9/11 for Lord of the Rings fans. Well, it's January 6th.
It's January 6th, yeah.
I'll always remember where I was the day the woke Amazon terrorists took the two towers and the other literary works of Tolkien. Yes. WB needs to release those third cuts of the Lord of the Rings this year to wash this trash out of their mouths. That's why they didn't probably release them. We were promised a 20-year anniversary cut, and it didn't happen. Mikey Gussler, you are right. Thank you for the $5. The Uber Geek, maker of such fine memes, says, so it's basically woke Narnia, which is even funnier if you think about it. Because Narnia is like more outwardly religious than Lord of the Rings. I'm not a Narnia fan. I am just not a Narnia fan. I respect it. If people like it, that's cool.
I really love The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. But I didn't follow the other books.
Yep. Looking forward to the Texas shows. Mr. Congressman, this is the last live stream, maybe. I thought Friday Night Tights was. Base Chat says Crafty Hercog for $20. Mr. Congressman, thank you for the $5. Hail FN. Dude, that's it.
People, the chat is full, and this is not an insult. The chat is full of normal people.
Yep.
And normal people can, as Gary just said, we can all sniff bullshit. We all know when we're being gaslit. We all know when we're being bullshitted to. We all know when we're being stroked. So yeah, it's a chat that sees exactly what's going on. And somebody just said, "As you speak for yourself." I am not normal. But yeah, when you can see exactly what's going on, this is exactly why they had a pre-planned, predetermined attack method to just call you all racist and misogynist, because they knew they were going to come under a lot of valid criticism, which they can't deflect.
No,
they can't deflect it.
That's why they went straight there.
All right,
because
you're a bunch of weirdos as well, and I love you.
Yep, and we aren't saying we need white people in Lord of the Rings. We just simply need it to be accurate. That answers the question for us. And again, you can be diverse with the race of men all day long. That's fine. This is just one story, and I mentioned it in my video. One character, the doctor. The doctor's male. We just proved that beyond the shadow of a doubt. The doctor is an established male character, and you know why they put off changing the doctor to a woman? Stephen Moffat said it. I added it in one of my videos. It would be pushing the panic button to do that. That's what he said. It would be the last resort, and it was their last resort, and they fucked up their show. But it wasn't just good enough to fuck up, the end of their show. They had to fuck up the entire show. Yeah. Well, that's what prequels do. Alex Pinnell for $5 says, I saw Elric's books behind you before you pack, Gary. What do you think of Moorcock's Elric stories? Great. Thanks to Razor Fist. I've always known Elric was around, never really bothered with it. Watched a couple of videos and went, oh, buy that shit. I did, and it was great. Where is Celebrimbor? Asked Russell for $2. Good question. Robert Hornbrook, incoming female Sauron or Sauron's sister who teaches him how to make the One Ring. The Dawn for $5. At least LOTR got a trailer. This is only 3 months till Kenobi drops, and we didn't get a trailer. Yeah, you didn't get a Kenobi trailer today. I thought you'd get one today.
There hasn't been 3 months until Kenobi drops. There's been a dumb image of him just walking in the desert, just like the fucking Mandalorian walking in the desert.
Yeah.
Just a generic. Where is that? Jeez, man. I don't know. When you're not showing something off, it's not a sign of positivity. No, sir.
I'm a Lord of the Rings fan. I anticipated this shit show, pun intended. Saddest part is that Amazon owns the show for at least 10 years and no one else can, unless, of course, those Solzant rights get sold, that would be different because their deal is directly with the Tolkien family. I don't know if it keeps them from making it. Didn't sound like it, but yeah. For 10 years, this is it. But on the bright side, if it's a complete disaster at first, they'll either have to radically change the show, which by the way, they're filming back to back, so it'll make it damn near impossible. Or we're going to see what happens if a show flops and they keep making it. Oh, that already happened with Star Trek Discovery. Citizen for V41N for $10 says seduced by the dark side. Did Vader do that with Emperor Palpatine? Dummy modern wokes. Oh yeah, when they remake Star Wars. Oh yeah. Palpatine will be grooming Anakin. Corey Tomigan for $5 Australian
with his penis.
Pesos. Sauron is guilty of culturally appropriating the Eregion elves. Cancel Anatar. Like it or hate it, at least Dune respects the lore and the fandom. The Donut King for $5. You're right. Brian Barlow for $5. Well, Dune's lore aligns a little more with today's current political reality than Lord of the Rings.
Them Egyptians still think it's a white hero. It's a white savior story.
I know, right? It's hilarious. Boo Lawan cause F California, says Brian Barlow for $5. Oh, boo LA1 because F California. Yeah, fuck that. Angel V Mendez for $10. Another year where Sonic the Hedgehog will prove fans right. Yep.
Yes.
The only fucking franchise to figure it out so far. Well, the Ghostbusters did too, to a certain extent. Sir Maros for $4.99. Gary, did you see my tweet to you about the elf pairings and why it's ruining the lore? Important. There are only 2 before Aragorn. Yes. Amazon hired 2 high school buddies, writers who in 13 years couldn't get anything published. How can you compress thousands of years into a few years? Says the Sheepdog 45 for $5. Well, we're about to find out. I'm telling you, it's going to be shit. That is probably going to be the worst part about it at the show. It's you're going to have the fall of Numenor, and then a month later, the War for the Ring. The first, oh God. If that black elf don't have Jordans on, I ain't watching, says Bobby Trizzle for $5. Evil Necroid for 5 Australian pesos. I wonder who will be stunning and brave enough to stroke Elrod.
Halbard, maybe. I don't know.
Adapt to Shante. Oh no, I can't do it. Stop it. He's pushing it to see how far I'll go. I had to stop right there. Thank you. Not applicable, you son of a. Funny as hell. Jacob Sorton for $5. Good Lord, this crap makes Hawk the Slayer look like a masterpiece. I'll stick with The Hobbit, the trilogy, and learning about the actual Second Age. Yeah. A Troubled Green for $9.99. They've taken away Galadriel's feminine power. They've made it bad to be an actual strong woman. She reprimanded Celeborn for in front of the Fellowship. Yes. Not a meek woman would do that. You're right. When he got all pissed when Gimli was there. This is in the books, though. Mm-hmm. So Gimli shows up and he's like, basically, he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? We don't allow their kind in. And she's like, I'm paraphrasing here because I'm on a live stream, but she's like, no. He is sounded, everybody backs him. And by the way, Gandalf he was sent there by Elrond. So she reminded him of that before his prejudices. And he admits it. He goes, you know what? He tells Gimli, he's all, accept my apologies. My heart is weary, because he just found out Gandalf died too. So he was a little upset about that. He's a dwarf, and they blame the dwarves for what happened in Khazad-dûm for digging too deep and too greedily and bringing up the Balrog. And that pretty much the Balrog it's not just the Balrog. It's the darkness, like it permeates evil, right? So it permeated the land, of all evil, and they blame the dwarves for that. But he eventually, she puts him in his place.
But dwarf lives matter now, dude.
Yeah, they do. But again, there's that messaging you're looking for that's already there. That's already there. The land of Lothlorien.
I could listen to this kind of stuff all day.
Lothlorien. That's where that's the part when when they come out of Khazad-dûm.
Yeah.
Right? Moria.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Silver Lode, which is where the rocks were, where they were all crying. So that opens up into, then they run for a little while and they go to Lothlorien. And that's where Galadriel is in her giant tree. And these trees have like these giant golden leaves, and it's just, you can sense the power there. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And that's when Boromir starts freaking out a little bit, but that's the
But
power.
now she's got armor and a sword, so you can see it.
Yep.
Now you can see she's strong because she's got an armor and a sword, and she climbs mountains with a dagger. So you can see she's strong now, which you couldn't do before because she was wearing a dress and shit, and that's gay.
It is. Look up Teddy Story Joint by Studio C on YouTube. Perfect example of this generic trailer. Look up Teddy's Story Joint. I will. Gregory Wilson, not applicable. Sauron did nothing wrong. Hashtag Sauron did nothing wrong.
You can do whatever he wants here.
Trouble Green, though, you're right. That's a great point to point out that she Galadriel was who everybody was worried about. She was the witch in the wood. That's what she wanted. That's how she protected her land. When they actually met her, it's like, oh no, she's like this really like pure feminine,
beautiful, fair.
Yeah. They're angels. They're essentially, they're not like
I know. Yeah.
They're angelic.
Yes.
Okay. I'd rather watch Vikings on Netflix. Long live Ragnar, says Mr. DC Comics for $5. Chet for 99 cents. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we can do two more. I'm not going to get to all of them. I'm close, but I hear my wife packing out there. I'm starting to feel guilty. Mandy Summers, thank you for the $5. Ajax the greatest. Gary, are you moving to Texas? Pronounced Tejas in Spanish, the home of Tex-Mex fusion. You won't be hurting for authentic Mexican cuisine. Trust me. Yeah, I heard the Tex-Mex is good. Yeah, I heard it's good. Listen, it's the only thing in California I'm probably going to miss. The weather was great today. It was 80 degrees today. And of course, what was it?
Wasn't bloody here. It's pissing down with rain.
Politico put out, because there's been a heat wave, and Politico put out that Californians enjoying the February heat, but not without climate change guilt. I'm like, just to tell Politico that I'm not 5 years old and 52, and I've lived in California all 52 years. And
these people are crazy.
Do you know why people move to California? Because it's got good weather.
It's got good weather. It always has had good weather.
It's always had it. Even before people were here. Ports are German, specifically in the Subi that Caesar fought, and the overly industrial war fighters of World War I, otherwise Germans of Germania. Good point. Because the true evil was industrialization. The hobbits in the Shire were supposed to be England pre-industrial age.
Pre-industrial England, yeah.
Yep. DRT is the king for $5. You are correct. Okay, two more. Is the fall of Gondolin covered in the fragment of the pamphlet of an appendix that Amazon has grifted the rights for this? And RIP Ivan Reitman. Yes. I don't know if it is. I have not committed the appendices to Return of the King to memory. I am sorry. It has to be, though. It has to be in there because it's mentioned in the book. So if it's mentioned in the book, I'm guessing it's in the appendices. I'm pretty sure it's in there. So yes, they could. I don't know how they would. That's a whole thing by itself, though. So yeah, I don't know how you make that. And they would probably try to make it an episode. Keep up the good fight. Common sense will prevail, or we will go down fighting for it. Damn straight.
Well, Gary, I don't want you to be sad. I'm just sharing a picture, a happy picture that will put you in a good mood. Look at all these lovely celebrities smiling at the Super Bowl. Look at those big smiles. Look at those big smiles. Oh, well, you know, LeBron's like, I'm cool. You know, look at that. Look at that. Oh, you know, I mean, the masks must be really thin for these people. But look at them. Look at them. Look at them. The pandemic's over.
The pandemic must be over. The science. You know what? The COVID avoided the Super Bowl. Isn't that great? The NFL is powerful. The NFL is powerful. Dan C, thank you for the 100. British
powerful. Oh my.
Dan C, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Grizzly for $100 says they left compared King Kong to black people. The left has been completely collectivist. Papa Razor said it best. Politics have become their identity. All the leftists could come out with Trump flags tomorrow if NBC said so. All the leftists could come out with Trump flags tomorrow if NBC said so. The left are their politics. It's sad.
It's their religion.
It is. And it's mostly coming from the left. There are still people on the left who are completely sane and don't buy into this shit, but they're being pushed over. They're being pushed over. My wife was probably one of them. I mean, she's never been like crazy SJW, lefty, but she's always been pretty liberal, like the normal kind. Not anymore. Just not anymore. We've lost a lot of friends in our real life. I haven't talked about that too much, but since I started the channel and my wife, after she lost her business in California,
they were never friends.
Pretty pissed. Yeah, some people we've known for decades.
Oh yeah, you can know people for decades, but if this is what splits up, they were never friends.
Yeah. Oh, we ain't heartbreaking over it. We're like, bye, Felicia. They're releasing this show on September 2nd. The date Tolkien
should be September.
died.
Oh,
that's pretty morbid and not a coincidence, I'd wager. Says, holy moly, for 5 Canadian pesos. Yes, I mentioned that in my video, and no, it's not. They probably, that's morbid as fuck.
Apt.
All right, folks.
No.
I will make these up soon. Okay, there's like 10 left. Okay, let's see if I can.
I believe in you, Gary.
I can do this right now. Let's do it. Morning, all. What is the next IP they will ruin? Nerd immunity for £2 British.
The next IP. Because it would always be the next IP.
Yep. What is still out there?
I haven't seen any like Anne McCaffrey Pern. I don't know if they're. I would have thought that would have been gobbled up, but
yep. Josiah Rises for $9.99. As soon as the producers said they wanted to come up with the novel Tolkien never wrote, I knew it was doomed. This is going to be insanely bad. Totally agree.
Dude, who says we're gonna come up with the fucking book Tolkien didn't write? Who fucking says that? Fucking an idiot says that. A fucking idiot.
Full
of fucking self. Oh.
When did Amazon's Lord of the Rings hire Ryan Kinnell to play Galadriel? Jack White for $10. I'm surprised you guys never mentioned Gramsci. He is one of the originators of the idea of the personal Personal is political, and everything in life is political. I'm not a super political animal, Jack White. But you know, like, yeah, I'm not a poli-sci major, like Razor Fist. Been to school for that shit. He knows what he's talking about. It's when it started interfering with my life directly. And I think that's happening to a lot of people. And you know what? That's on me. That's totally on me.
So when it started interfering with my fun, with my geekdom, with my,
I saw
my hobbies.
The meme somebody made of like me standing in the middle. And I guess there's the SJW on one side and there's Jeremy and Ryan on the other, and they pushed me over. And I'm like, that's, I mean,
are you all right, dude? Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm
Why
okay.
are you talking?
I would never have listened to a crazy SJW and thought what they said was reasonable ever. I've always been an independent. I've always been a little anti-establishment, a little rebellious, and that hasn't changed. That hasn't fucking changed in 30, 40 years. That has not changed.
A little bit wee, a little bit woo.
What has changed is the left. A lot of my friends who said they were the rebels, they were just all in this collectivist bullshit, which I was never about, ever about. Maybe Ralph Bakshi should take this over and bring back rotoscoping. At least the old cartoon is better than this. Robert Horton broke for $5. I have a bunch of cells from that. He's been selling them on eBay.
I tried to buy you one, and you'd already fucking bought it for yourself.
Did you see? Every time when if there's one of Gandalf, dude, it's like boom.
Well, I just thought, Gary will fucking love this, and you'd already fucking bought it.
Well, he's been up in the prices because like that one was like $400. I'm like, oh yeah, dude. We got them framed. You'll see them. They'll be in the studio. Gary, what are those weird creatures at 11 seconds with the bizarre ass antler wing things? I have no fucking idea what those. One guy was a black guy. One guy
was a white guy.
White guy. Harfoots. I have no fucking idea. None whatsoever.
But I can really wait to find out.
Yeah, I mean, like, there might be an answer. There might be some uber lorist out there. Like I said, I know I've obsessed over this thing a lot, but there's still like I haven't read every fucking Tolkien letter. I don't have like the Silmarillion committed to memory. There's other stuff I do, but
yeah. I can wait to find out. It's must miss TV.
Must miss TV. A Dark Plague is Lord of the Rings canon. Don't forget, says No Face for $4.99. Yeah, it's hitting real life. Don C. Left right is a thing of the past. Today is about freedom and authoritarianism. You're right, Don C. I just caught half of that. All right, I really do have to go now. I could feel my wife's fucking.
You feel the bowel rocket.
Oh,
no
yeah.
Oh no, I think no, I'm back. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is beyond any of us. Run!
I
do not identify with any political side. Yeah, and I never have, Dan C. That Don C. Is it Dan C? Dan C. Yeah, I never have. But I'm a grown-up now. And I know like there's certain realities in life that you can't save everybody. You want to try the best thing you can do is be as nice as possible in your real life, and the circles around you. And that's how you make the world a better place in just a little piece. But like being a complete fucking asshole all the time and then going out on Twitter and going, well, I'm going to change my avatar and pretend I'm protecting what I call or what they call marginalized people. And then that makes you the hero of the day to go back and act like a complete fucking asshole to everybody. I don't buy that. And I think you're right. This is about authoritarianism over not having a bunch of tyranny over our lives. So we're going to wrap this up quick. You want to plug your channel?
Yeah, please subscribe to Heelvsbabyface. I'm like 13 subscribers away from 296,000. So I'm really kind of like pushing to that 300k mark. So yeah, if you'd scurry on over there and drop us a sub, I'd really like that. Other than that, that's cool.
Awesome. There's still a few more. Wes Moody, thanks for becoming a new member, buddy. Appreciate it. And there's a couple of super chats out there I'm gonna have to get. I'll just answer them in my next live stream. Whenever I go live, which will be up from the road, I will answer those. It'll be soon. There'll be a quick trailer reaction video coming out probably tomorrow. Because I'm just gonna record a short one for Perry, and I will see you guys from the road. My truck gets here tomorrow morning, and I don't have everything in boxes yet, so I need to. So thanks for coming on,
No problem. Thank you.
We didn't want to be right about any of this shit. We're sorry. We wanted a good Lord of the Rings show. We really did. But
just because we can, told you so.
Yeah. And the extra added on layer to that is the OneRing.net working with Amazon, getting that access they wanted to, and all they had to do was throw some fans under the bus.
All they had to do was compromise all their principles. That's all they had to do.
Yep.
Now you live with that.
Yep. I know we will sleep like babies tonight.
Absolutely.
I know you will too. Thanks, everyone. Thanks to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and a donation. I greatly appreciate it. I will get the rest again on a live stream. Take care, everyone.